Mimi Jonte Fresh. Mimi ndio nimetambulika hii Gikomba yote sekta ya manguo. Jumio transform nguo ordinary za mtush zenye ziuka mna harufu ya bail into the freshest igikos yote. Siri ni hii real mpya ya pink. Na kushow mtush zinang'ara kung'ara kushinda kamera. So clean, so fresh. Ma customer wanaisana na hii story. Ninatumia aerial touch of down ya mpya tu.
Good evening and thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast. Welcome to Maisha Prime. I'm your host, Rida Chebet. Here is what to expect tonight.
Hata maskari tuwekewe, unajua ni maajabu kwamba askari wanajaa one police station, wanajaa mpaka wanashindwa kukaa, na kuna mahali inatakana hawapeleki. Hata mimi nasikianga siri ati sangine wanaokopa.
Interior CS Fred Matiang'i presided over the peace meeting at Tot Elgeyo Marakwet in a bid to find a lasting solution for insecurity witnessed in the region.
She sought to interrupt that meeting, whereafter we asked her to leave, and when she insisted to continue with an online meeting, I don't know with whom, I told her, Masi Kalondu Mbua, you will leave the meeting.
And LSK President Nelson Navi arrested over accusations of assault against the suspended CEO Masi Wambua. The Deputy President William Ruto and the ODM party boss Raila Odinga's political chess game is expected to shape the 2022 politics. Going by the look of things, the DP and Raila are well placed to be kings or kingmakers in the quest to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta as the next commander-in-chief. Bushebi Jr. with that report.
Deputy President William Ruto and ODM leader Raila Odinga's political chess game is expected to shape the 2022 succession matrix. With solid support in their home turfs, fanatical following and national presence, the Deputy President and Raila Odinga are well placed to be kings or kingmakers in the quest to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta come 2022. Aggressive, focused but subdued by the power play in Jubilee that has clipped his clout, Ruto's charm is attracting leaders seeking to realign themselves politically ahead of the 2022 general elections. The Deputy President embarked on a charm offensive to woo governors, senators and MCAs, even as his party, the United Democratic Alliance, pumped up massive recruitment of members to consolidate support across the country. Ruto is also making inroads in President Uhuru Kenyatta's backyard of Mount Kenya region. On the other hand, Raila has managed to keep his political star shining through surprise moves that have dumbfounded both friend and foe over the years, with the latest version being sworn in as people's president and eventually a handshake with President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Raila Amolo Odinga.
The union of Uhuru and Raila induced an abortion of bromance between DP Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta in Jubilee. At some point, speculation over Deputy President William Ruto and ODM leader Raila Odinga possibly coming together was ripe. The news of the two arch rivals forming a coalition caused ripples in the political landscape. The tremor was felt among a coalition formed in 2017 among four political parties: ANC, ODM, Wiper and Ford Kenya. The Wiper, Amani National Congress and Ford Kenya parties began a split process of NASA coalition using the coalition agreement clause that stipulates that NASA can only cease to exist if three partners decide to pull out.
Don't look back to that moribund thing called NASA. Don't look back. Usiitwe tukuja tutengeneze coalition tutafufue. NASA died. I'm a man of God. I prophesy NASA is dead. Tena iko shetani fulani anatuambia turudi nyuma tena kwa hiyo ndoa. Mimi ningependa tafadhali utuombee leo ile ndoa ya NASA. Tafadhali Apostle utuombee party leader wetu wasirudi huko.
The Sheikhs saw the quick formation of One Kenya Alliance, an amateur coalition bringing together Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, KANU boss Gideon Moi, Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula, and ANC's Musalia Mudavadi. The aim of the coalition of the third force is to clinch power against Deputy President William Ruto and Raila Odinga while strangling the NASA outfit to fizzle out ODM.
Rais anasumbuka na hiyo watu kujaribu na hawaelewani, kila mtu wako na tamaa, huyu wako na tamaa, huyu mwingine anasema sijui wako na risasi ngapi, ule mwingine anasema hawezi kufanya kazi na huyu mwingine. Sasa wanamsumbua rais badala ya rais kufanyia kazi wa Kenya. Sasa rais amekuwa ati anashughulikia watu watano hapo kujaribu kuwapanga na tamaa yao na kiburi yao na mambo yao ya ego kubwa, mpaka Kenya imekwama kwa sababu wanaume wachache hapo wanazunguka wakitafuta mambo yao.
However, talking exclusively to Maisha Television, Kenyans in Bungoma County were divided not on two but three: Musalia Mudavadi, Raila Odinga and William Ruto.
Musalia Mudavadi
dara wengine hatuni punda si nini, si najua viongozi wenye atasimama tutaangalia mtu anajali maslahi yetu. Our economy has deteriorated, so hatuwezi sema kwamba
na huyo Ruto hizo ndo safari mbili tunatarajia, lakini hao wengine tumechoka nao. Maana mtu kama baba hauwezi poa unapewa penalty kila wakati au fungi bao na bado timu inakupatia penalty. Sisi tumempigia ya kutosha.
Tayari kusimama na Musalia liwe liwalo, kama vile baba aliposimama na watu wake wa Kisumu akasema hata akisema ati ende waanguke kwa kisima anaanguka kwa kisima ati juu baba amesema. So mimi pia niko ready kusimama na Musalia Mudavadi.
Wale ambao wanajiweka mbele kwamba ni mafarasi ndio watu ambao watatupotosha katika hii nchi ya Kenya. Wao wanataka watutumie kama vibarakala, wao wanataka watutumie kama vibarakala, tuwapatie uongozi, hakuna manufaa tutapata kwao.
Tutaki kutawaliwa na viongozi wa hasira, haswa wenye wanajiita hasla.
Orange Democratic Movement has 74 members of parliament in the National Assembly and 20 senators who have closed ranks with Jubilee since the March 9th, 2018 handshake between Raila and the president. Practically, Ruto with his UDA is an outsider in the government and facing the full force of state machinery. Deputy President William Ruto is building a campaign in Kenya and abroad as he goes all out in the search for votes and resources ahead of 2022 elections.
Uko na chama ya mahasla. Chama ya mahasla inaitwa nini? Ati inaitwa nini? Ati inaitwa nini?
He has sent emissaries to open diaspora offices, rolled out an aggressive ground operation that includes UDA party and aspirants regional forums, regional economic forums, allowing affiliate political parties to sprout without any demand on them to fold up and merge with UDA, and assembling a wide array of professionals. Added to this is the association he has established with churches, which before the COVID-19 pandemic had become his favorite avenue to reach the masses. His allies say DP Ruto is building the infrastructure that will scare his opponents and help him win decisively in the first round in 2022 polls. The fear in his camp is that a small margin of victory in 2022 could present his opponents, with support of state bureaucrats, an opportunity to manipulate the elections. As 2022 nears, it is only Raila and Ruto who are at the center of the 2022 succession politics. Seemingly, as political pundits say, the rest of the politicians should align themselves with the two leaders to have a political clout. For Maisha TV, I'm Bushabi Jr.
Law Society of Kenya President Nelson Havi has been arrested over accusations that he assaulted a suspended CEO Mercy Wambua. According to LSK Vice President Caroline Kamende, Havi was arrested on Tuesday, that is today, at his office and whisked to the Directorate of Criminal Investigation DCI offices.
Can I finish what I'm doing? Yes. Or if you want to continue disobeying my authority, just walk out and go. Walk out and go.
I have to put this on
No, walk out and go.
I have to put this on record.
I've told you, let us finish number 16, then we hear you. Did I not say that?
LSK President Nelson Havi was arrested today after he was accused of assaulting suspended LSK CEO Mercy Wambua. Havi and Law Society of Kenya CEO Mercy Wambua have been embroiled in a protracted tussle that has seen the LSK body divided into two groups.
That the boardroom has been booked to another meeting, and she was actually in that meeting, and Havi demanded that she vacates the boardroom, ostensibly because he had another meeting also happening at the same time. When she hesitated because she was already seated in a meeting, Havi then charged towards her.
In October last year, Havi announced that Wambua had been sacked, a decision that was revoked by the council. Things took a dive for the worst when the Law Society of Kenya CEO Mercy Wambua accused the body's president Nelson Havi of physically and verbally assaulting her. Wambua claimed Havi injured her finger and right arm during the scuffle, allegation that Havi denied and say he only opened the door for her to leave the meeting.
She sought to interrupt that meeting, whereafter we asked her to leave, and when she insisted to continue with an online meeting, I don't know with whom, I told her, Mercy Kalondu Wambua, you will leave the meeting, and I closed her laptop, opened the door, whereafter she stood up and went.
According to Wambua, the LSK president physically and verbally assaulted her at their Gatanga Road-based offices during a meeting on Monday, July 12th.
I feel harassed, I feel bullied, and my hand is painful as we speak. My finger can't actually stretch, and I'm headed to the hospital. And this is not actually the first time this is happening. Even on Friday, he attempted to assault me, but he did not do it, but he has done it today, and that's why I'm here.
In a case reported at Mudhangari police station, Wambua stated that Havi injured her right arm and the finger during the scuffle. Wambua said she attended the meeting as a bona fide member, only to be met with shouts and calls asking her to leave. She accused the LSK boss of forcing her out while at the same time assaulting her, saying that it was embarrassing and prompting her to feel a P3 for further police action.
I'm actually not able to work. My work involves typing, and I'm not actually able to type until the injury heals.
Wambua claimed that the LSK boss convened a meeting and invited members to support his leadership. She stated that while other members attended physically, a section of them joined virtually. Havi, however, dismissed the remarks, saying the meeting was in person and that he was there with legitimate council members allied to him, as well as a team calling themselves caretaker members. Other legitimate council members joined online. According to Harvey, Wambua was not supposed to attend the meeting since she was on compulsory leave. He says Wambua disrupted their meeting by allegedly starting another meeting at the same venue. Harvey said that she proceeded with her virtual meeting where she was making introductions and indicating that they were strangers, a drama that the LSK chair never wanted to be involved in. According to Harvey, he only told Wambua to close her laptop and helped her to leave the boardroom. Maisha TV. The Interior CS Fred Matiang'i today chaired a high-level security meeting at Tot Center in Elgeyo Marakwet County following a fresh wave of bandit attacks that has claimed 7 lives and displaced 200 others. Last week, the Rift Valley Regional Coordinator George Natembea gave the Kerio Valley residents a 1-week ultimatum to expose the bandits and surrender all the illegal guns. Several local leaders, including the governors from Elgeyo Marakwet, West Pokot and Baringo counties, attended the meeting aimed at finding a lasting solution to the persistent insecurity crisis. Banditry, criminality, boundary disputes, feuds over water and pasture, clan violence and political incitement have been blamed for the insecurity in the region. Tension has been high since last week, with the regional police boss warning the criminals that it will not be business as usual.
The Interior CS Fred Matiang'i on Tuesday visited Kerio Valley in Elgeyo Marakwet following killings in the area. The visit comes after 5 people were killed over the weekend and an unknown number of livestock stolen. The CS was accompanied by local elected leaders who promised to collaborate to restore peace. The leaders who accompanied the CS are Governors John Lonyangapu of West Pokot, Alex Tolgos of Elgeyo Marakwet, Stanley Kiptis of Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen.
I'm grateful for the cooperation that we have seen here, grateful for the work that has been done, and thankful to the leaders here for their level of cooperation and working with us. What is now left is for us to go to work, and we will. And where we are required to take action, we will act without fear or favor. Because we know that sometimes, because we are within the horizons of an electioneering period, there may be some temptations among some who are not as positively minded to try and brew up problems with a view to try to create anxiety amongst our people. I came here physically and
the meeting was held at Tot AIC following increased insecurity incidents in the area. At least 12 people have been killed in the past 2 weeks. During the meeting, security teams and local leaders outlined challenges in the enforcement of security in the area. Locals say that the first incident took place at Kaben after raiders suspected to be from Tiati struck Kerio Valley and launched a revenge attack. They are said to have been on a payback mission after people from Elgeyo Marakwet on Friday descended on Koloa area of Baringo County, where they killed the victims. The other 7 people were killed in different instances between Kerio Valley belt, running across Tiati, Marakwet East, Marakwet West areas. Security personnel deployed in the region are searching for the stolen livestock believed to have been driven towards Cheptulel in Pokot Central, West Pokot and Ngoron in Tiati, Baringo County.
Conflicted in making decisions, and that affects the speed with which we respond. With effect from now, we have agreed with the Inspector General to work on the delocalization effort, that we look at the profile of our postings and ensure that the officers we bring here are not subjected to that pressure of compromise and local issues, and so they can act.
He also said that the security team and the leaders in the area will be reviewing the set objectives on regular basis. Some of the leaders that accompanied CS Matiang'i also spoke.
Hata maskari tuwekewe, unajua ni maajabu kwamba askari wanajaa one police station, wanajaa mpaka wanashindwa kukaa, na kuna mahali inatakana hawapeleki. Hata mimi nasikianga siri ati sangine wanaokopa.
Najua lawama inatoka kila mahali. Watu ya West Pokot wanafahamia Marakwet, Marakwet wanafahamia Baringo, Baringo wanafahamia pande kutoka Tiati. Ni kwa sababu ni marginalization, wamewachwa katika hali hiyo. So ni tupange pamoja.
Usalama imeingia. Kama kuna support unahitaji, hatutaki condemnation, matusi. Hii kabla hiyo tumekataa. Just come and work with us. Kwanza nyinyi mko na shida mingi area fulani, the other areas more than us.
Najia kwamba kutoka kikao ya leo mikakati itawekwa kabambe ya kuhakikisha kwamba watu ya Tiaty, watu ya Bandi ya Marakwet, watu ya West Pokot na Turkana kwa sehemu hii wataishi kwa pamoja, maana ni ndugu na dada. So haiwezi national government haiwezi kutawala na kuringa ati hawa tu ndio na uwezo ya kulete usalama. Vile vile watu ya county government, vile vile hata community fulani, ni sisi wote lazima tuiweke bidii.
Wale wanasikia mambo ya security, hawa kulingana na sisi ndio wajifanya sehemu yao, kwa sababu sisi na jamii pamoja tumekubaliana kwamba wale hawa ndio wanatusumbua. So wangefanya tu hiyo, kuleta hao kwenye vitabu, kuleta hao kwenye sheria, ingekuwa maneno na
Maisha TV, Ambushabi Junior.
And to matters education, students from Baringo Technical College paralyzed the learning activities over deplorable learning and sanitation conditions at the institution. The learners claim the institution's management has failed them, and the sudden increase of learners has exerted immense pressure on existing physical infrastructure.
Marching to Governor Stanley Kipto office while carrying twigs and chanting a slogan. The students expressed their displeasure with the management little effort to look into the deplorable condition of the institution.
We as the comrades, there is no single day we are going to study in an environment which is not conducive. Therefore, we are asking the county government to chip in so that they can provide more classes, more resources, so that we can have more lecture rooms.
The students claiming the past 2 years, the population has increased from 1,200 to 3,000, forcing them to have lessons under the tree.
Saizi ukiangalia venye naongea kwa yangu imejifunga. Kwa sababu gani? Baridi ya kusomea chini ya mti. Unakuja 7:45 class, unakuja unasoma chini ya mti, mvua inanyesha pale, unanyeshewa, ukitoka pale umetoka ukiwa na pneumonia. So tunataka kuambia serikali kwamba tulikuwa tumekuja Baringo kusoma ama tulikuwa tumekuja kuteswa. Shule kuna sewages. Sewages huko zina flow kila mahali karibu na mali tunakulia.
Deputy Governor Jacob Chekwoni has however lashed at the institution management and called for the quick address for the grievances raised by the students.
They are going to send officers to your institution. We are going to do a thorough check, a thorough inspection to see or to qualify your grievances.
School administration waweteka masikio vizuri. Tukisikia mwanafunzi amekuwa victimized because of leadership, sisi tunakuja victimize huyo.
And I want to believe that our meeting here will lead into some positive action that will make Baringo Technical much better.
Reporting for Maisha TV, I'm Philip Simi.
And the rest to fill the vacant commissioner positions at the REBC entered the 5th day today with 3 nominees facing the panel. The first was Irene Cherop, who raised concern over the affinity by Kenyans to vote not on issues but on individuals and parties. The second before the panel was Irene Kaino, who is the former vice chair of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. The former NCIC Commissioner, Professor Joseph Gitile Naituli, was also among those who faced the panel today.
And you are just having 13 months to go. How will you carry out voter education with the limited resources you have?
Yeah, it's true that resources can be limited because most of the funds is what we generate from the revenue.
Not the why, the how.
But now,
yeah,
the government and the whole nation is aware we are going to have an election. Everybody is aware. And there was a budget which was done the other day. It went through Bunge, and I believe they've set aside those funds. But if there is a cap, we have to look for other, maybe donors, other support people. They don't have to be in cash. We can look at the cash which we have, we used to conduct elections, but we get other stakeholders to assist. If it is materials, we get somebody to fund for material.
What is the entry point, or what is the point of intervention for EACC in the electoral process?
The mandate of IEBC is one of the main major mandate is to conduct and supervise elections and referenda. And the role EACC here plays is to ensure the vetting of the candidates is that it's not the only agency that does the vetting. So EACC also plugs in terms of the vetting of the candidates.
Do you believe, seated there, that there are ethical irregularities that are widespread in our electoral process? Do you believe?
I do believe.
And now to sports, Viga Queens coach Alex Alumira exuded his team's intent on ensuring the inaugural CAF Women Champions League Zonal Qualifier Tournament Cup stays at home. Let's have a look.
For us, we always believe that when we have a setback, there must be a comeback. And the comeback must be greater than the setback. So having lost the league, I think it is a motivating factor, because we have to win this one, because we want to be in Sekafa next season. I think all our fans should expect a positive result. And whether they are from Vihiga or Kenya, you know, we are now representing the country. So deep down in our hearts, we know that we are carrying the burden of representing our country on our shoulders. So the best thing we can do is we try the best we can to win the trophy. I think that is the only thank you we can give to Kenyans.
Tumepatiwa hii opportunity ya kurepresent Kenya kwa Sekafa. Ni opportunity poa sana, mimi as a player and also other players, at least tutaweza kushowcase talent zetu internationally. As Viga Queens, timu iko juu, sisi hatuna pressure. Though ni task kubwa, but we are ready. Tumeprepare very well. Tuko na support both from our county, our management na pia FKF. So tuko ready kuleta hii kikombe home.
And now crossing borders, situation continued to worsen in South Africa after the rioters looted shops and threw stones at police on Tuesday as violent protests triggered by the jailing of former President Jacob Zuma spread across South Africa. The military prepared to send in 2,500 troops as outnumbered police seemed helpless to prevent the attacks on businesses in Zuma's home province, KwaZulu-Natal, and the Gauteng province, where the country's biggest city, Johannesburg, is located. At least 30 people have been killed in days of unrest that broke out last week when Zuma handed himself over to authorities. The protests have been fueled further by frustration over poverty, inequality, and the economic impact of COVID-19 restrictions. Nearly 500 people have been arrested, while shops, petrol stations, and government buildings have been forced to close. Zuma, who is 79 years old, was sentenced last month for defying a constitutional court order to give evidence at an inquiry investigating high-level corruption during his 9 years in office until 2018.
It is therefore a matter of vital importance that we restore calm and stability to all parts of the country without any delay. It is vital that we prevent any further loss of life or injury or destruction of valuable infrastructure and property that sustains the lives of our people.
Well, and with that story from South Africa, we've come to the end of Maisha Prime News. My name is Rida Chebet Kering. Enjoy the rest of your day.